What's up, guys? It's your boy Stevie G coming back at you with another episode of the Seamless Garage Podcast, where we talk everything automotive, from mechanic, technician tips to anything automotive news related to shop talk to modifications on cars and doing that kind of thing, racing, everything encompassing automotive. That's what this podcast is about, and that's what we talk about. So, if you don't know who I am, again, my name is Stevie G. I am a ASC and Nissan master technician. Been a master tech since I was 26. I'm now 31. Shop foreman currently, so I've got a lot of experience on my belt, even though I'm relatively young. So there's a lot that I can offer. So stick around if you're interested in listening to this. On this episode, it's going to be kind of interesting, guys. So let's hop into it and see what's going on. Alright, guys, real quick before we hop into the episode, be sure to check out our Instagram page, The Seamless Garage, Facebook groups, and Facebook page, The Seamless Garage. If you're listening to this on the podcast on Spotify, we're on there. We're on YouTube. We're on all the audio podcast platforms. But remember, on Spotify, you get it on video as well. So make sure you check that out. You know what I'm saying, subscribe if you want to get information and notifications anytime we post, because we post on the regular. On YouTube, we're putting up 3 videos a week, so make sure that you're checking that out. And like I said, it's all things automotive related. So with that being said, guys, in this episode, it was going to be an automotive news podcast, all right? I'm trying to incorporate some of that into this thing, but man, sadly, when I look up automotive news, man, it's all talking about EVs. It's all talking about electric vehicles, man, and it bums me out. So that's what this episode is going to be about. It's not going to be about electric vehicles, but it's going to be about the current meta of automotive, if you will, and car enthusiasts, and just what's going on in general. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Guys, it's depressing when I click on any kind of the automotive news, it's latest and greatest, and it's all EV, and y'all guys are probably saying, Stevie, you know that that's coming. Like, you know that that's what the future is. I mean, I've got videos about it, right? So just go check those out. I got some podcast episodes and some videos on it. I don't know, man. I just can't. I can't get into it. We've talked about it before, but I think it needs to be brought up again. Like, there's nothing exciting going on in the automotive world right now. The most exciting thing that's happened, and it's been, a year or two past, but we've had some nice sports cars come out, right? Like the Nissan Z that just came out. Before that, it was the Supra. I do believe that WRX said they're going to release another STI maybe, so that's exciting. But really, man, like, it's been all bad news. It's bad news bears for us petrol heads, man. It's bad news bears for us gasoline and internal combustion engine addicts, okay? Even though majority of us believe that it's not the future, Elon Musk has even said it himself. Several other experts, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Like, they're not Nostradamus or anything, but I'm just saying, even the experts and me using my practical knowledge and practical instincts tells me that it's not going to stick around. That's all we hear about. We're in this era of electronic vehicles, and it's a hard push, guys. It's a push, man. Like, they're truly pushing very hard to get you to like them, to get you to want to have them, to get you to embrace them and just get used to them, right? That, like, sounds kind of familiar, right? It sounds like something else that they did to us here recently, but I won't go down that rabbit hole. but it's being pushed on us. And majority of the people you talk to, they're not with it, right? You know, if they're not from the East Coast, or they're not from Cali or Washington, like the Seattle area especially, or some of those very, very big metropolitan areas, they're not interested. Not interested at all, but somehow it's still being pushed, and somehow it's still getting the, okay, let's go. You know what I mean? And it's all forced, guys. It's all 100% forced. It doesn't meet the practicality parameters. It doesn't make sense when they say that it's more green. Yes, it has zero emissions, but as a vehicle, it has zero emissions. The creation of the battery and the creation of the car itself, like the plants, it's not more green. So it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? If you look, quote me on this, and go back and go to Google, type in and look and see if the ozone layer has been depleted in the past 10 years. It has not. It has not been depleted whatsoever. In fact, it's actually healed itself somewhat from the studies that I have read. Okay, go and check it out. It's on Google. You can check it out yourself. There's studies on there showing that the ozone layer has not been depleted in the last 10 years. Guess what? We've still got combustion engines. So what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, to what extent are we wanting to push this? You know what I'm saying? When are we going to get over this global warming idea? I don't think that we affect the weather whatsoever. I don't think that we affect it in that matter. I think that the planet itself has evolutions and cycles of hot, cold, in between, that type of deal. That's why we've had an ice age, and that's why we've had a heat cycle. And it's going to continue to happen regardless of what we do to this planet. Okay? But with all that being said, guys, I just want to bring the reality to you, and like, even if you're already thinking, like, maybe I can help back you with it, like, it's not practical, man. And unfortunately, I think we're fighting a losing battle at this point. Like I said, I think it's going to be forced on us, kind of like something else that was forced on us in the past couple of years, that turned out to be not true and just not real, right? And we're having this agenda pushed on us that we're saving the world when we do this thing. And I just want you to know that when you buy an electronic vehicle, that's not the case. So don't buy it for that. If you want to buy it because of all the other things, like I said before in my previous videos, there's a cool thing about the EVs, and it's that I would put my wife in one from A to B, right? Like, I would do that. I'd put her in it to be her commuter. We wouldn't go on long trips whatsoever. I still don't trust them for that, and I never will. But while everybody else is, I look at it this way, that's pretty cool. You know, why everybody else's wives are pulling in to get their oil changed, their air filters changed out, you know, all those type of things. General maintenance, spark plug tune-ups, fuel problem, you know, all that stuff. My wife is just driving by the dealership, you know what I mean? She only pulls in to get rotates and stuff like that. If I were to put her in an EV vehicle, that's a cool thing. That's pretty cool. But here's the deal. The reality is, all that money I save from not doing those services, I'm going to have to spend over here on a battery. And I don't know about all the other brands, but from what I know about the brand that I work on, the batteries themselves run about $18,000 if you need to replace them. Okay? And you're probably saying, Stevie, they have such a great battery warranty. Yeah, but what about when it goes out? Warranties don't last forever, and what about when it goes out? And look, these these companies are backing the EVs 100%. Like, they've got big extended warranties on these batteries. It's gotta tick off the question in your head, like, why? Why is that? Why are we extending the battery warranties and stuff like that? A, because they're going out. B, because everybody knows that it's a costly thing. Like $18,000, I can go get another vehicle for that. You know what I mean? And then C, which is probably the most important part, why they're doing extended warranties, is because they know that it doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why? You know what I mean? Why? And it's inevitable. If you know anything about batteries, you have to from your phones or your car or anything else that's rechargeable. Um, they just fail. They inherently fail internally. Like it's just a matter of time because the state of the battery, it heats up, it cools down, it heats up, it cools down. Um, and like I said, you guys are gonna be like, "Hey, man, there's a warranty, so I'm not gonna sweat it," or you can get those repaired. You know, I'm sure there'll be plenty of pushback on this for me, but I'm just telling you guys, it's not practical even when, like, every angle that it's being marketed towards, it doesn't make sense, okay? So, again, I don't want to sound like I'm anti-EV. It's just sad to see that's what the automotive news is about. Like, that's what's getting people excited. Not performance, not good-looking vehicles, not anything enthusiast related, unfortunately, which we know, like, other countries and other areas aside, I can't speak for them, but I can speak for America. We're car enthusiasts. We love cars, okay? They're not just a commuter for us. For some people, they are. And for us, even car enthusiasts, yes, it does get us from A to B. But at the end of the day, we love good-looking vehicles. We love all the extra luxuries they're in them now. You know, we love throwing a set of wheels on them to make them look different. We love different paint jobs. We love all these little accessories. I see people bedazzling their push to start button or their AC dials, or all these little characteristics that you give your vehicle. Yes, some of these things you can do to the EV vehicles. It's not like they're that crazy different, but you can't put an exhaust on them. You know what I mean? Like, people do that to make them sound good. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that, so don't worry about even doing that. Cold air intakes and all that stuff is out the door, okay? But you can throw some wheels on there, I guess, and make it look all right. But to be honest with you, these EV vehicles look weird. I haven't found one that looks really good just yet at all. It's like they're wanting to make them look different than a regular vehicle. Why? I don't know. I guess they want them to stand out. I don't know. Now, I understand the front end looking different because there's not a radiator, a condenser, and all that up front. So there's no need for airflow there. So it's going to be closed off and more aerodynamic. Understand that. But the rest of the vehicle does look drastically different on most EVs. And they're doing it on purpose. I mean, even down to the wheels. And I understand a lot of this is aerodynamics, and a lot of this is trying to produce less drag so you have longer battery life. I understand that. But we're kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? Like, that's kind of what we're doing here. So I don't want this to turn into like a EV bashing session and like just a complete roast and a rant. But I just want to bring it to your attention, guys. That's what I'm seeing. Like, I'm trying to do some news, some automotive news. So when something exciting pops up, I will make a video on that. I will do a podcast on that, just to kind of bring you guys some news. I'd like to do a weekly news podcast, but that's all that's coming up, guys. And if that's what y'all want to hear about, then comment below if you're on YouTube, or leave a review, or DM me on any of the social media platforms, and I'll get back with you. If that's what you want to hear about, I will update you on the weekly on it. I will. If that's really what you guys, really what my listeners are looking for, I'll hit y'all up with it. I'll tell you right now, I've checked the temp of the viewers, and I don't think that's it. But if you are one, if it doesn't matter if it's just one person, let me know and I'll do them. But it just doesn't get me excited personally, because that's all they talk about now. And it'd be different if it was like legitimate and it was like, yeah, man, like, EV is the way to go for like performance enthusiasts, everything. Like, EV is the way to go. But it's obvious that it's a fight. It's obvious that it's forced. It's obvious that everything's coerced, and like, they just want us to go that direction. Like, they just want us to shut up and let it happen. You know what I mean? Just let it happen. You know what I mean? And guys, if you're with me on this and you're still a petrol head, you're still a gasoline guy, you're still a car enthusiast, and you like the sound of your exhaust, and you like that kind of stuff, you're still traditional, let's not go out quietly. Let's do everything we can to make sure that this doesn't, let's make sure that we die on this hill. Let's stand up for what we believe. Now, look, we can't control these manufacturers. And again, the government's who really controls the manufacturers, okay? We can stand up as much as we can and we keep pushing. And then when these, look, I'm going to go down a little rabbit hole here. But when these automotive companies quit making combustion engines, it'll be up to us to continue to keep ours running and continue to keep building the cars that we know, love, and trust. I mean, look at me, man. I'm working on 90s vehicles, so I'm still keeping them alive. I hope you're doing the same. I love modern sports cars, but it doesn't look like they're going to stick around for very long. But what I'm saying is, us petrol heads, we're going to continue to push. We're going to continue to do our performance thing. We're going to continue to keep pushing. The next step for them is going to be to ban us. It's going to be to make it illegal for us to drive. That is going to be the hardest battle. That's going to be the hard part. And we'll cross that bridge when we get there, okay? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I just wanted to come to you guys, let y'all know that I'm thinking about you. I want to give y'all some awesome news content. I'm just not seeing it right now. It's just all EV stuff. And that's getting boring. It's getting old. So when something new comes out, I'll let y'all know. But for now, let me give you guys an update on what's going on in the seamless world. And then I'll shut up and let you guys go. The DSM is coming along nicely. Everything's good there. Engine's in, engine's running. We're getting a lot of stuff done in Engine Bay. Really, it's just going back together is what we're doing, and working out all the kinks. But we're going back together with it. So, didn't make it for import face-off. That is actually in a couple of days. Not going to make it to that. So my next, I'm just going to keep making sure I set a goal. That way I push myself. April 1st, Super Show, Oil Palace, Tyler, Texas. Make sure you're there. It's going to be a big deal. Make sure you're there. I'm going to try my hardest to have the DSM ready for that. Again, it's a long shot, but I love setting short-term goals like that, so maybe that it'll push me to hurry up and get this done. And not hurry up and like rush things, but try to get it done, you know what I mean? Try to like keep my foot on the gas and get it done. So that's really what I'm going to try to do. As far as the OBS goes with DJ, I'm really trying to get him back on the podcast, man, so I can get him back on here so you got another personality you can talk to or listen to, and he's got a good outlook on the car scene as well. And he comes from a different background, not a mechanic background, so that's really cool. It's really cool to have different points of views, you know what I mean? But his OBS, his Chevy that we did the LS swap in, it's doing good. Engine's doing good, all of that. Have a little bit of transmission problems. Really, we just have this weird thing where we only have second and fourth gear. So we're getting that looked at right now by a transmission expert. We're going to let him deal with that because it's an auto. And I don't know much about 4L60s. I mean, I can dig into it, but why not let somebody handle it real quick and get it knocked out for us? So we got that going on. And then he's going to rebuild the front end. And then we're going to be painting that bad boy. He's going with paint for sure. We got somebody already lined up that's going to do it for us. And then that baby's going to be ready to show. Back on my DSM, like I said, we're just going back together with it. And then I'm going to be wrapping wheels, dropping it. And, you know what I mean? And just be on the lookout for more content, man. I'm going to be putting out so much more content on this car. I'll just let you know what's in store. Like, once we get, reassembly, all of that, radiator install, intercooler install, line install, all that. I'm going to be coming out with tuning videos because I've got my ECM link for my car. So I'm going to be doing my own tuning on my car, setting the base map, getting all that going, and then fine-tuning it. So y'all get to come along for the journey for that. It won't be a how-to, but it'll be just watching me go through the motions and figure it out. Just off the top of my head, just random stuff that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be flocking a dash, so and repairing the dash. There's a lot of cracks and stuff, so it's going to need a lot of repair. But we're going to be repairing the dash and flocking it, so that'll be some content for you guys to see and check out and decide if that's something y'all want to do on your own vehicle. Complete interior, like reupholster and redo and everything like that, and new seats, so all that kind of stuff. I'm probably going to do one on wheel sizing and choosing wheels and wheel installs, stuff like that. Coilover installs, all of that. There's just a lot that's going to go into it. And then remember, we're going to have the whole wrapping video when I do a wrap on it and everything like that. So we'll go through that whole thing because I'm going to be learning how to wrap too. This car is going to teach me a lot because I want to do everything myself. So this car is going to teach me a lot that I don't already know. A lot of fabrication going on. And then when all of that's said and done, remember guys, these projects, like, we're always wanting to perfect it and change something else. So who knows, I might go wide body one day, or who knows what I might do, you know what I mean? So there will always be something to do. So keep that in mind when it comes to the DSM, the OBS. And then, Nick, I haven't really introduced him to you guys, but he is part of Seamless too, and he's got an Alfa Romeo, an old school. I think it's an '86 Spider. I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's an '86. I need to get my facts straight so that I can start spitting that out, and knowing about it knowingly. Really cool car, man. Really cool little roadster. Very nimble car. He hasn't decided, I don't think, exactly yet, but we're going to be doing some kind of swap in it. He's been talking rotor, so we might go with a rotary engine. I think he's been talking some other 4-cylinders maybe. So something's going in it. You know what I mean? Something's in the works as far as that goes. And I'm going to try to talk him into lowering it and going with some wider wheels and tires and some stuff like that. Hopefully I can convert him over to the real sporty and, like, I know it would be blasphemy to say JDM, but like a more JDM look. We'll see. He loves JDM cars, but this is an Alpha, so it's a totally different setup. But I'm going to try to talk him into that. But anyway, with that being said, that is the Seamless crew, and that's what we got going on. If there's anything you want to know, again, I'm a mechanic. I'm a master mechanic. I'm a technician for my whole life. Shop foreman. There's a lot, there's a lot that I can give out that I just haven't thought of. So hit your questions below in the comment section, or DM me, hey, you should make a video on this, or how do you do this, and I'll do a video on that. And then keep in mind, for you guys that are already automotive technicians and mechanics, or you're aspiring to be, I'm coming out with a mentorship program very, very soon. So be on the lookout for that. And then also DM me if you're interested in that to let me know. I need to kind of know what to expect for how many people are going to be joining on the first group of them. With that being said, guys, we will see y'all in the next episode. It's been your boy Stevie G, and I'm out.